Now then, here we are, currently stood by Hull's water. And when I say we, I mean me and thee. Blue is not with me today, so you might as well turn off. He has got a bit of a limp, so I just thought I'd give him a few days rest and we'll be back out on an adventure soon. But what a place, it is just so peaceful here. And it's sort of the calm before the storm, because we are heading into the mountains, heading towards Stybarrow Dodd, which is 843 metres above sea level, and it's pretty snowy up there, so hopefully it is going to be a good one. Nice out though, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Once more onto the breach, dear friends. Once more. Through the gate. And into this. It's another world up there, it really is. There's a bit of moisture in the air, so I've had to put my waterproof jacket on and cover my bag up as well. What I don't want to do is get wet up here in these temperatures. Yeah, it's getting definitely colder the higher up I go. And look at this, just white everywhere. Just an amazing landscape. Ah, glad to be out, eh? The weather has turned and it is pretty wild now. I'm currently at Whitestones Cairn, 795 metres above sea level. This weather is dire and I have to continue up into the fog. I might actually try and find somewhere to pitch a bit lower down. This wind is strong. my feet. Here we are, the summit of Stybarrow Dodd, 843 metres, and I'm currently just sat in a tiny little shelter full of snow, getting a very cold arse now. So I'm not staying here long. I'm going to retrace my steps and get back somewhere that is just a bit less exposed. I can barely stand, so getting a tent up in this would be impossible. So, no rest for the wicked at all. Back up and back down. Well, I'm completely battered after that. That was just too much up there. There is not a chance I would have been able to pitch at all. And whether that tent would have stayed up in that, probably not. Well over 50-mile-an-hour winds, because I could barely stand up myself. Anyway, I've come back and I'm on the leeward side now, and I found a bit of a flat area here. And if you look down the valley into the mist, it's actually a really nice view. So it's almost flat. Look, it's opening up now a bit. I think I'm going to pitch here. It'll do the trick. That was hard getting that tent up. It's just sort of quite deep, wet snow, so you're sort of kicking it all out of the way just to sort of get pegs in and all that. Anyway, we're in. My legs are soaking now, so I need to get my bottoms off, get my leggings on, get my down bottoms on, and just get warm, because what I don't want to do is get cold out here, because I will struggle to get warm again. So yeah, pump the mat up, all the gear in. Oh, I'm exhausted completely. After I got the tent up, I came in, sorted myself out, got dry, and I was cold because I was sort of a bit damp. So I put all my nice clothes on that are going to keep me warm, but because I was already cold getting into them, it takes a long time to get warm. And because it was raining, I couldn't get out and just do a few exercises, jog around a little bit just to raise my temperature, my body temperature. So I just laid in my sleeping bag. I did fall asleep, but it took a hell of a long time to get warm. Anyway, I'm going to stay in my sleeping bag now whilst I cook. So I'm going to just get everything out, just sort of pop it down here in front of me, just so I maintain my body temperature, because it's chilly, very cold. So we'll get the pan out, and then we'll see what food we've got for this evening. I need a warm meal. What have we got today then? What's in this magic bag? We have chicken, sausage and beans, and I'm just going to add a bit more pasta to that. So that should make quite a nice meal. I'm just going to keep it simple, get it in the pan, warm her up, and then get her eaten. That is it. And then I want to chill out. I feel I need it. Honestly, that wind just took it out of me, it really did. Gee, it's getting pretty wild out there. It calmed down for a while, so anyway, I am gonna turn this gas off now and eat me dinner. Everything's damp, it's a bit awkward really. Oh, that's nice. Bit of heat for me. Oh, that is good. It's a good ration package, that. Chicken, sausage and beans. Yes, right, I'm going to sit back and eat this. I keep down warm. This just seems to be the norm for me. I do miss those summer camps where it's all peaceful. What I do miss actually is having Blue here. Yeah, it's really nice just having a companion. And it's great going out with mates and all that, and you know, sort of enjoying time, having a bit of banter and everything, but yeah, my boy Blue. So yeah, I look forward to getting back, giving him a big hug, taking him on a nice walk. Hellfire, I tell you what, there's some big gusts coming through. I was expecting it to be fairly strong, but I'm in quite a sheltered spot here. Although if the wind direction changes, then I am going to be very exposed. So we will see how we get on with it. Anyway, my gloves that I've got, and obviously gloves are the most important thing I would say to keep your hands warm when you're out on the mountains, because you need your hands. And if you don't have your hands, you pretty much can't use any of your kit. So I am now gonna light my stove, cook my gloves. So hopefully I can just dry them out a bit and then get them to a point where I can probably bob them in the sleeping bag with me. So we'll get this lit first, get a bit of heat. Let's bring it down and let's start cooking them. There we go. Probably about 80% of the moisture's out of them now, so at least when I put them on, they're not sopping wet. They're actually a really good glove. I bought them like years ago, and they've been waterproof for probably a good year or so. And after that, once the water starts leaking, they still insulate well, but in wet weather they're not great. So anyway, I always carry 2 pairs of gloves with me. This is my main pair, and I've got another pair as well, but those are ones which I can sort of sleep in, just to keep my little hands warm. Anyway, I am now gonna get a cup of tea on, definitely. So we'll get my pot out, pop it on there, and then we'll get some water in. Can add just to get a bit more, just shove some of that snow in it. Always use yellow snow. Right, that is boiling. Let's bang a Yorkshire tea bag in there, and I've got some milk in my mini Nalgene bottle. And a Mars bar. Well excited just for a little bit of chocolate. Right, first job, get me a little doofers and pick that up and drop it into its sleeve. Oh, wind stopped for all of a few seconds. Right, that is looking good. Give me a minute to drink my tea. The milk gone. It's not stopping. Cheers, guys. Supposed to burn my lip. Yep, that's warm. Oh, yes. The simple things in life. A cup of tea and a bit of chocolate. When I finished my tea and my chocolate bar, I'll jump out and go around, just check all the guy lines are still in place. Make sure all the pegs are in well, because it'll only take one gust to start the catastrophic failure of the tent, where one pole comes out, one peg comes out, and then the rest just start pinging all the way around. Always worth double checking, tighten everything up. This weather is not stopping. Relentless wind. Anyway, when it is pretty bad weather and there is that chance that you might have to sort of escape the mountain at some point, then it's worth just packing up what you can. So I'm going to sort of pack up like my cooking stuff and everything like that, and a few other items, just so it's ready to shove in a bag and be gone if necessary. So firstly, look at that. We will get this packed away. That's my full cooking kit, and in the morning I'm not going to mess about. I won't be making a tea or anything. I am just going to get myself out of here as fast as possible. So while I'm warm and it's not raining, I am going to get myself out there and just check on the tent. My boots are a slight bit wet, so I've put one of my bags, which is for these down bottoms, over 1 foot, and then I'm going to put my thermarest bag over my other foot, and then at least it'll protect my socks a little bit, because tomorrow I'm not really bothered if everything's wet, because I'll just take it all home and dry it all out. But they're not wet inside, they're just slightly damp, more so at the top. Right, let's get out there. One peg had come out then, and that was causing it to bend over, and I sort of did feel it a little bit inside earlier. So that could have easily led onto something a hell of a lot worse, because it would have meant another peg would have been under more pressure and eventually it would fail. So I'm glad I got out and tested it. Anyway, time to get back in to the safety of that sleeping bag. Well, let's hope I don't have to get out again overnight, because that was pretty horrendous out there. There's a hell of a lot of moisture in the air, and a lot of that got on this jacket. So what I've done is I've just wiped it down with one of my hats, just to take off as much as possible. I'm going to keep it on now for the next sort of couple of hours, and hopefully it'll just allow the heat from my body to dry it off. And I think I'm going to keep it on in my sleeping bag anyway to sleep in. Whew, what a day, eh? Wild on the tops, too wild to pitch a tent. And then now we're down here and it is still pretty mad, so hopefully we will survive the night. Anyway, it has been a pleasure and I am looking forward to seeing what tomorrow brings. So it is time to brush these teeth and then lay this lug. So we'll see you at morning. Just while it's quiet a minute, it has been a rough night, very rough. Of the worst I've ever had for definite. This guy line, the peg has pulled out, and this is the second time it's pulled out. I've already been out to put it back in, but the peg itself, I can't really get much purchase on it because it's like a big mat of grass. And even digging down, like kicking into the ground and then putting the peg in, it's just not getting enough. And this is the side that's taking it. So now it's pulled out again. This hole here, as you can see, this is almost flattened down onto me. It hasn't snapped or anything, but I need to get out when it stops raining and reattach that peg just to hopefully last me for the next couple of hours, because currently we are on, it is 5:05. Oh, 5:05. So once it's sort of light, I'm going to get myself packed away as fast as possible and back to a nice warm fire at home. That is what I'm doing. That's what's going to keep me going for this evening. It really is. The thought of a warm fire and a cup of tea. Oh dear me. while I've got a minute, I'm going to go sort this peg out. Hellfire, that is just mental out there. Oh, wow, this is definitely one of the worst nights I have ever had out camping. The weather is just incredible. The tent is literally just being pressed against me. It's currently 6:51 on the 19th of December, so I'm sure there's going to be some wild camping stories that come out from going out on Sunday the 18th, because I'm sure there'll be a few broken tents out there. This one is surviving, but only just. It really is only just holding on. I'm quite aware as well that I'm not on an edge, but it's quite a long way down off that side. So when I come to pack up, I need to make sure that I'm not going to sort of lose my footing and end up sliding down. All the snow has melted though, so at least it won't turn into a massive sledge. Do you remember that when you were a kid? You used to get the plastic bags and use them as sledges. Well, this potentially could have been that, running off that edge. Oh, what a night. Probably another hour before a bit of light starts accumulating, allowing me to think about getting off here, because I don't really want to be getting off in the dark. Oh, listen to that, a bit of peace and quiet. Anyway, I'm just gonna try and get my head down for another sort of hour, I reckon, and just gain some energy and some positive thought to get me out of this situation. Oh, brilliant, eh? What a night. What a fantastic night. Definitely one to remember. And definitely one to appreciate a nice warm bed. It's light now. The time is 8:14. And because I can see, I feel it's a bit safer to get out. So, first job, sort my clothing out, make sure that I'm going to be warm. Put my waterproofs on, pack my bag, boots on, then get out there and see what's going on. This is going to be tough, it is going to be tough. Oh dear. Right, let's do it. Well, at least I've got this soft shell mid layer to put on, which will keep me warm. This is from Colombia. With these reflective gold dots, hopefully it'll just keep my core temperature nice and toasty, because out there it may be above freezing, but with this wind, the wind chill is going to be well below freezing. So the good thing about this is as well, it's got a DWR coating on the outside, so at least it's going to keep me a bit drier. Let's get it on. If I do everything from my sleeping bag to start with. This is completely soaking now. Stuff it all in. Sort it out when you get home. Tell you one thing, I'm glad I tried my gloves, at least I've got something fairly warm to put on. This is not easy at all. Grab myself a bit of food, I'll put that in my pocket so it's ready. I don't want to start getting low blood sugar up here either. Oh dear, dear dear. Trousers absolutely sodden. Oh, my car keys in there though. Let's keep that quite handy. Dress as always. And let's get back down to safety. Come on. Where is everybody? It's a glorious day out here. To anyone who got caught out in that, I hope you survived unscathed and you haven't damaged anything that's worth anything of value. My tent seems okay, even though I think it was on the edge there, definitely. Literally that edge there. Ah. Come here. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I brought you all along to join me on this one. It gives me sort of a nice feeling to know that someone's with me. What a night. The whole mountain melted on me in a storm. And it has happened before, and if you've not seen that video, it is titled My Hardest Ever Camp, I think, and that's saying something. So check that one out, because I had literally a river running through my tent. You can see all this meltwater now just running off behind me. What a day, what a day. Quite unexpected. The wind was unexpected to be that strong, but I had all the kit to cope with it, and that's the main thing. Just make sure that if you are getting out there, take some decent quality stuff, because if it fails on you and you have to try and get up the mountain, that's when it gets dangerous. So my advice generally is just hunker down and just ride it out until morning when you've got a bit of light and you can see where you're going, because you need to be able to navigate as well. Anyway, it has been a pleasure. So if you've liked the video, please give it one of those. It definitely helps the videos get pushed up in the YouTube ladder. And if you want to contribute towards the channel so I can still keep making these videos, then you can buy me a beer in the buy me a coffee link in the description, or you can come and join the Patreon. I've got merch out as well, so go check that out. Anyway, from me and this beautiful mountain stormy day, we'll see you another time. Take care.